And this is Ken Kreitzer for CBSI Services Talking Business, our series of interviews with leaders in the field of banking, insurance, customer service, digital marketing, and business education, all to highlight the work of our team at CBSI Services in Harrison, New York, taking care of our clients. We provide benefits to the credit card industry and customer service management. And today we're pleased to talk with a friend of ours, Jim Fosina, who is the founder and CEO of Amora Coffee. He ran his own agency, Fosina Marketing, for a bunch of years as a background in packaged goods from Kraft Foods, and worked at Scholastic and List Services. Jim, how are you today? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Ken. It's been a while. I am doing great, and thank you for having me on.
Our pleasure. Well, maybe you just start. Tell us, it's almost 10 months that we've been living in this new COVID world since early March. How is the shift for you from working in your regular office to working remotely?
Certainly has been an adjustment for me. If you asked me a year ago if we'd all be working from home, I'd say you're absolutely nuts. But I love being in the office and amongst my team and the collaboration. And so, having to work from home was quite an adjustment for me personally. But for our team, it's really working very, very well. And it's given all of us the ability to excel. And so, we're not face to face. We actually have not been face to face with any of our team since the first week of March, but we are Zooming all day long.
Well, that's so important, is keeping communications with your staff, your team, and also your partners and clients. How do you find Zoom and other communications methods are doing for you in keeping in touch with everyone in your network?
So it's all working. It's working really well, and it's for me personally, it's new. I was always a face-to-face guy. We do find that in the middle of the day when you get to the peaks of Zoom time, things start to slow down. So our team's actually been using Skype quite a bit as a backup plan for when Zoom slows down. We just head over to Skype and we can all be together.
Yeah. You learn the different communication platforms. We're all getting skilled at how to do it, what the options are, and it's been unique. Tell us a little bit about Amora Coffee. You're fortunate that you are right in the kind of business area that in this work at home, school at home environment, having available of premium coffee is certainly a nice option. Tell us a little bit about how it's been going.
Well, certainly when COVID hit, it was alarming to all of us, and we were all trying to figure out how are we going to adjust to what this new norm is, and was that new norm going to be for a month or 2 months, or we never expected it to be for 10 months, and is it going to be for another 6 months? So it's required all of us to adjust and to pivot very quickly. One of the things that we have found is that with people working from home and studying from home, that doesn't mean they've stopped drinking coffee or tea. And so while you might have caught your favorite brew on the way into the office and stopped at your favorite cafe or bistro, or you depended on getting your coffee from your place of employment, whether your employer gave it to you or it was readily available, the whole concept and act of drinking coffee hasn't gone away because we're working from home. So, we've had quite an increase in demand of our direct-to-consumer coffee subscription business. We've sort of coined it a little bit of our curbside drop-off of our coffee, and we have found that consumers are looking to buy and subscribe at a much higher rate than we've ever seen before. And there's an education process in there as well. So some of these consumers may not have been an e-commerce buyer of the past, and some of them may not have been subscribers. So there's an education process that goes along with establishing and building a relationship with a consumer directly, especially when most of it's online. And so that's been the upside for us relative to what's going on. We've been doing a lot of give back and pay forward during COVID. We're not looking to profit off of the world's misfortune. So we've been offering COVID discounts and things along the lines of bringing more coffee into the household at a cheaper price for our consumers, being that they are having to foot the bill on their own now.
And you've been a big advocate of subscription marketing for your businesses and your clients, encouraging people to sign up, having a series of products to deliver to them, and so many new businesses using subscription models. What are some? Have you seen that subscription increasing, or some new applications during COVID?
Absolutely. So we definitely see subscription and recurring increasing during COVID. So some of the staples and the basic needs where it's not as easy to get your hands on goods and services are turning into more of a ongoing replenishment basis. And whether that's a rise in OTT and some digital streaming because you have more attention at home, that's one side of the business. But on the other side is physical, tangible product like coffee, like meal plans, and home goods, and houseware cleaning products. And these are items that households need all the time on a regular basis. And if you can do a subscribe and save and I cautiously say set and forget, because there's a high level of engagement and interaction that we have that you need to have with your consumers in subscription. But if you can make it a mindless, easy convenience for your consumer with a product they enjoy and want, then subscription is the way to go. And now is the time to really establish those consumer purchase behaviors.
And certainly a credit card is fundamental to subscription, billing to a credit card, and that's certainly something we work on at CVSI. What do you find about payments, the importance of having billing to a credit card in your business?
So for us, online payments is everything. We can't consummate a transaction without a payment. So whether it's credit card or debit card, or whether it's PayPal, all very important. We are exploring Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Amazon Pay, so that we could bring more convenience to our consumers in how they want to pay, and how they actually do their banking and do their spending. One of the things that we do keep a very close eye on right now, especially during COVID, especially during a time where some people may not have the same amount of funds that they may have had earlier on in the year, we do have a very heightened watch to maintaining and managing chargebacks. And so for some of our customers, for us, we just make it very easy with a total satisfaction guarantee or a full refund process, which helps us mitigate any of those chargeback hurdles.
Very good. Now, certainly everyone has been saying that COVID has accelerated change, accelerated trends. We see a shift to e-commerce from retail. Some of the big names of retail have really struggled in recent months. And even Macy's is working at taking some of their retail stores and making them into service centers for processing orders and returns for their customers. What are some of the other trends in retail marketing that you see that are being accelerated by this COVID period?
So when you talk about the acceleration, I look at it and I say we must have accelerated by 5 years. It's we have accelerated the behavior. We have penetrated different demographics than we would have in the past. There are many more baby boomers now buying e-commerce and online than before the pandemic. And leading our way is our Gen Z, who's really establishing the purchase behavior and the patterns. And so we keep a very, very close eye on our Gen Z and our millennials as they're really shaping the way of the future. And whether it's a Macy's or whether it's groceries, everything really is a point and click away from having it delivered to your home. And I don't think that's going to go away. Certainly after pandemic, do I think that the curve is going to flatten out a little bit, sure. I would suspect the curve's going to flatten out. People are going to want to get back into retail. Retail's not going away. I think retail's evolving. But some of the things that are the ongoing main staples of the household, I think the behavior is changing, and you just want it to show up. Some of the items, whereas even if you go into a clothing store where you can't even try product on anymore, but when you have product coming into your home and you can explore the product inside your home, inside the privacy of your home, I don't think those behaviors are going to completely go away, because it's showing a level of convenience and capability to our consumers that are entrenched and becoming ingrained. For example, I liken it to the work from home model. So even after pandemic, I personally do not see where I'm back to work 5 days a week. The entire world, not a company, not an industry, the entire world has pivoted to being very successful at working from home. Yes, will there be some level of office integration and collaboration? Absolutely. Will it be 100% of everybody 100% of the time? Probably not, because it's a new behavior. I think you're going to see that along the line with all big box and big retail purchases. I think there's going to be a hybrid.
Yeah, I think it's such a shift. Now, we've been trying to advise local businesses such as what we have in White Plains, where I live, struggling. The key seems to be visibility, and for businesses, no matter how small, to learn the basics of social media, to show visibility on a Facebook page, or being able to do a really quick talk about your business video on YouTube, which you can do off of a mobile phone, and just kind of branching out. When you talk to local businesses, restaurants, stores, is there key advice that you offer on how they can generate visibility and get their message out during this period?
I think the best visibility you could generate right now is, a lot of it is word of mouth. And so making sure that every single customer is exiting a communication or a transaction with you in a better frame of mind than they did before that transaction becomes that positive word of mouth, where you're going to talk about that great experience. And that may sound very cliche, and that may sound very traditional and going back to the roots of basic business, but those basics of business do not change. Now, yes, do I think you have to get out in front of the audience and have yourself seen as a provider of goods and services? Absolutely. Just building it doesn't mean people are going to come, and having it built where people aren't able to come doesn't mean that people are going to automatically find their way through new lanes and avenues of getting to. So I do believe you have to have a social presence. But your social presence and your communication with your existing customers and your engagement and first impressions with your new customers is what's going to help you transform and pivot your business into something that's going to be different. Even our restaurants, our restaurants are probably not ever going to be seated at full capacity as it used to be, where you really were shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. There's probably going to be a little bit more breathing room. And so how do these business owners adjust to that? And they have to adjust to a hybrid model of how much are you going to service in-house and how much are you going to service out of house, and how are you going to keep your audience engaged and coming back and referring you to new audiences. And that's the way we're working our business, is as much word of mouth as possible. And we're building out new technologies and transforming to new tech stacks that actually allow us to further enhance our engagement with our consumers. We find that extremely important. That's a very important part of our pivot.
Very good. Now, there is a organization that's very dear to your heart, helping young adults learn about the business world. That is Junior Achievement. You've been a big supporter of that program, and I understand that you've got an online project with them coming up very soon.
We do, and junior achievement is all about educating our young folks in grammar school and high school about the world of business and entrepreneurship and financial management. And for everybody who knows me, everybody knows that I was part of junior achievement, way long ago when I was back in school. And so I've been on their executive board now for, it's got to be coming up on 20 years. But our goal is to get in front of these students, and we haven't been able to get in front of the students in the classroom for very obvious reasons. But we've been doing a lot of virtual events with the students and getting professionals and business owners to talk with students. But coming up just in a week or so, from December 7th to December 9th, we have a series of virtual events for junior achievement and inspiring our young folks. Whereas instead of having our annual gala, our dinner gala, we're going to have a virtual event that's spread over 3 days. So we're pretty excited about doing that.
Well, we'll look forward to that. We'll highlight the link to that. Great to see young adults taking interest, learning about business, and learning about being an entrepreneur. And Jim Fosina, always good to talk with you. And we know you are quite an entrepreneur and a graduate of Iona College, where I actually went to graduate school. And we visit quite often. They have their beautiful new business school building opened just this January. And unfortunately, they only got a couple of months out of it before things went online. And, we always enjoy being down there and visiting at Iona. Do you have a final thought for us today?
The final thought is, and we talk about it internally with our team all the time. People first, family first. Protect all of your loved ones. We're all very fortunate in the fact that we have the opportunity to sell coffee in this environment. But we always take a step back and we say, it's just coffee beans, and we look at the larger picture, and any way we can help give back, pay forward. If you're in a position to be able to do that, then you should do that. That's sort of been our motto as we've been sort of chugging through these past 9 months, is that help where you can.
Absolutely. And Jim Fosina, it's always good to chat with you. We've done a couple of interviews over the last few years. Always good to hear your insight and hear about what you're doing and your new business. Well, you had it for a while, Amora Coffee, and we'll send a link out. A great source of coffee and tea while you are working at home. And also Junior Achievement, of which you are a great supporter of. We will highlight that as well and look forward to the online events December 7th through the 9th. Great to see you, Jim, and best wishes for the holidays to you and your family.
Ken, thank you very much. Really enjoyed it. Best wishes to you, and it's been fantastic. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Good to see you. This is Ken Kreitzer for CBSI Services. We're based in Harrison, New York, and all to try and highlight the great work of our team at CBSI providing benefits to the credit card and payments industry. I'm in my home office in White Plains, New York today. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll look forward to another episode of CBSI Talking Business. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ken.